Why you should consider always providing a severance package. Hey there, it's Eric J. Olson. You know, when I first started out, when I had to fire someone or let someone go for whatever reason, I just let them go. They never got a severance package. I always thought that was kind of silly, the whole concept of a severance package. You were here, you did a job, and if you got fired or terminated, then there was probably, there was a reason. And that also meant, in my opinion, back then, that you probably took home a lot of extra money without doing the job that I wanted you to do. And that eventually led to your termination. So I never really believed in severance packages. But recently, like in the last maybe like 3 years or so, I've really kind of changed my mind on that. And so we do now provide a severance package. It's not huge. We usually offer 2 weeks of pay as a severance package, but there's a couple of different reasons. One, I want people to leave here on good terms, frankly, even if it just didn't work out for them. And ever since we've been doing that, there have been multiple times where we have had to terminate people. And then afterwards, sometimes a day or two or a week later, sometimes 6 months or 2 years later, they will contact us and they will say, you know, thank you for firing me. As odd as that sounds, I have literally been told, thank you for firing me. You did the right thing, Eric. And the reason that people would tell me that is because their head wasn't in the right place. They did not have the right mindset at that time in their life, or there was something going on and they were distracted and they cannot do the job properly. And they knew it. They expected more of themselves than they were providing here at work. And we were telling them. And hopefully I've given people many warnings in the past, and I try to do better at that. I don't want anyone to be surprised when they get terminated. They should definitely be warned on multiple occasions with escalating warnings. So number one, like I don't want people to be in a bad place. So if they get terminated, then I want to make sure that they have some sort of an exit, an exit ramp, I should say, something that so that they won't be in terrible financial trouble. So yes, of course, the state has their way of making sure that people that are unemployed are taken care of and not destitute. But that's not really what I'm talking about. I just want to make sure that they have a little bit of warning financially. So we provide that severance package. Now, also, what we do is in order to get the severance package, you have to sign an agreement. And that agreement is a summary of your termination. So there's a couple of reasons for that. One is it includes things like, if you were issued a government, company computer or keys or something like that, then you agree that you're going to return those things, right? We need those things back. So in writing, we come up with an agreement. You're going to return your company property. In writing, any confidential information that you have, data that you have, you're going to either destroy it or return it to us. Also in writing, you're not going to defame us, right? You're not going to go online and just slander us. Also, it's the terms of the termination, like why were you terminated? So we put that in writing as well, and the employee agrees to it, or I should say, the past employee agrees to it, and they sign it, and then they get the check. And so that's how it works. Is there's there's the warnings, the escalating warnings, and disciplinary action leading to a termination, and then at the termination we say, like we're going to provide you a severance package, and then we provide the details and provide the document a day or so later. And if they sign, then we provide the actual package. If they don't sign, then there's no package, and that's happened before as well. So and that's fine as well. We want to give people the opportunity to have a severance package. Again, it's not a lot. I anticipate that as the company grows, and we could afford to, we'll increase it, but it's not a big priority as far for me right now, to be honest with you, as far as the dollar amount. I want to provide something, but it's not a big priority to increase it because these are people that are leaving the organization. I'd rather have the money in the organization to improve what we're doing here. But I do want to make sure that they're taken care of. So that's why we do it. If you are not currently doing a severance package, I would encourage you to think about it. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be 2 weeks, but maybe it's just a couple $100, just something, but something. And then if you give, you should receive as well. So you think about like what it is that you want them to agree to. Things like returning company property, returning confidential data, not using it for, other benefits besides what they use it for when they were employed. Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1 Million Journey: How to Launch a Seven-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing $1 million business. It took me 8 years and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you can apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1 Million Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.